super patriotic Americans like Donald Trump and Betty Johnson are celebrating the fact that the US women's national soccer team lost over the weekend. They lost the World Cup because they claim that the team is woke and they deserve it. So let's get to the details here. Over the weekend, Sweden unexpectedly knocked the US women's team out of the World Cup, which they've won 4 times, including the past 2 World Cups in 2015 and in 2018. Now, they are the most successful team to ever compete at this event. In yesterday's match, the score was 0-0 at the end of regulation, but Sweden won the penalty kicks 5-4. Sunday's loss sent the Americans home in the round of 16, which is their earliest exit in a major tournament ever, okay? So how did the former president of the United States react to this news? Here are the words of comfort coming from Donald Trump. The shocking and totally unexpected loss by the US women's soccer team to Sweden is fully emblematic. Ooh, good word.
Yeah, Trump didn't write that part.
Totally.
0% chance.
Fully emblematic of what is happening to our once great nation under crooked Joe Biden. Many of our players were openly hostile to America. No, they weren't. No other country behaved in such a manner or even close. Woke equals failure. Nice shot, Megan. The USA is going to hell. Jesus Christ. And then he ends it with MAGA. Really, America's going to hell? Over your political disagreements with some members of the women's soccer team? What?
Total insanity. I mean, everybody's going to hell according to Donald Trump, all in the same weekend. Nancy Pelosi's going to hell, the World Cup team's going to hell. So all right, let's start with the obvious. Number one, they won 2 World Cups in a row. So this is, you guys are losing because you're woke, because you didn't win 3 World Cup championships in a row, which would literally be unprecedented. Even Brazil hasn't won 3 World Cups in a row on the men's side. Literally no one has, right? And they're like, no, yeah, you didn't break every record in world history. That's what you get for being woke. Go back to sleep. Okay, so look, guys, Megan Rapinoe, her position on trans women in professional sports, I actually don't agree with. Does that mean I think she's going to hell?
That the country's gonna go to hell.
That the country's gonna go to hell, right? Does that mean I'm rooting against her? No. Does that mean I'm rooting against the American team? No.
You know what? I'm gonna give Meghan McCain of all people credit because I happened to come across her tweet over the weekend, and she said something to the effect of, "Listen, I might not agree with these ladies when it comes to some political issues." I'm paraphrasing her tweet, by the way. But they're representing America, and I'm Team America, and I'm gonna root for them anyway. That's what an adult does, okay?
Yeah, look, this is so easy. I mean, we could flip it on them, right? Okay, how about all the teams that have conservatives guys on them? Well, we don't agree with them, so should we be like, oh, let's root against America? Like here, the Dream Team had Karl Malone on it. And from what I understand, Karl Malone's a conservative, right? So he hates the America that I know and love. That's it, I hate the Dream Team, I hope they lose. So, I mean, the fact that they don't get that that's silly is amazing.
Now, Trump has had a contentious relationship with Megan Rapinoe, the soccer legend, who unfortunately failed to score on her penalty kick. And by the way, she also announced that this is her final tournament before retirement. So it especially sucks that it ended this way. It's kind of heartbreaking. But anyway, the 2 of them have had conflict in the past. So Trump and Rapinoe, who is gay and campaigns for LGBTQ plus rights and gender equality, have had a long-running feud dating back to when she was among the first prominent sports stars to kneel during the national anthem to protest against police brutality in 2017, which, by the way, conservatives like Trump criticized as being anti-America, anti-American, right? But what does it say about you, Trump, when you're literally rooting against the US women's soccer team during the World Cup because you happen to disagree with some of their political opinions? Now, during the 2019 Women's World Cup, when Trump was president, Rapinoe declared that I'm not going to the effing White House if the team were to win the competition. In response, Trump posted on Twitter, quote, Meghan should never disrespect our country, the White House, or our flag, especially since so much has been done for her and the team. Be proud of the flag you carry, end quote. And as you'd expect, there are other conservatives who dogpiled on the women's soccer team. We can get to that in just a moment. But any thoughts on this whole Trump debacle?
Yeah, so she doesn't want to go to the White House. So what? Okay, Mark Shimura didn't want to go to the White House. He was tight end for the Packers after they won the Super Bowl, and he thought Bill Clinton didn't have enough morals. Later, they found out that Mark Shimura was having sex with the babysitter, got arrested for it.
Super moral.
Okay, a very highly moral guy. Okay, and that is why I have hated the Packers ever since. No, there's just one rando on the Packers from like 20 years ago. So he didn't want to go to the White House. I disagreed with him. I moved on with my life. But the right wing cannot move on from anything, at least the right wing media and politicians, right? Everything is a disaster. In a federal case, everybody's woke, and the women's team is woke, and now we hate America, and because they're America haters. Wait, you hate the American team, and you're rooting against America because they're American haters? No, first of all, they're America. They literally represent this country. And second of all, America is supposed to be about freedom of speech and having different opinions, and it's okay to disagree. But now you guys say, and it's very ironic because this is what you criticize the left for. No, if you don't agree with me, then I want you to lose. I want America to lose. And all right, well, I think you missed the whole point of the country.
So a bunch of other people, dogpiled. I'm gonna give you two examples. Let's go to graphic 7 here. It is an opinion headline from the New York Post. Don't cry for Megan Rapinoe and humiliated, US women's national team. They're a bunch of unpatriotic losers, but rooting against the team representing America, not unpatriotic at all. Okay, great. And then my personal favorite was Benny Johnson, although I live in a glass house and I know nothing about sports, so I could totally see myself making all the errors that he made in this tweet. Nonetheless, here's what he wrote. Breaking woke US women's soccer humiliation. After winning back-to-back World Cups, the heavily favored team USA has been eliminated by Sweden in the 16th round. That's wrong, I'll explain why in just a moment. Team USA's downfall was delivered by anti-America, anti-woman active. She's on the women's team. Anyway, anti-woman activist Megan Rapinoe's embarrassing free kick here. It also wasn't a free kick, it was a penalty kick that she missed. And the line about the 16th round isn't correct because it wasn't the 16th round. It was the round where there were 16 teams left. So anyway, a bunch of little errors there, but the glee and the celebratory nature of their tweets after, again, the team representing USA loses is amazing to me. Super patriotic. You guys are the most patriotic people in the country. Great job.
Okay, there's two that I love in particular. So the Benny tweet is of course hilarious because he's like, me like sport. That is why me upset that they missed a free throw on that touchdown. Me like sport a lot. That's why me not like this, okay? If you say so, brother, it's okay to say you don't understand sports. It doesn't make you less manly, okay? So
to be fair, a lot of Americans aren't into football.
That's true,
right?
But they don't go on Twitter and pretend that they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Yep. After 16 grueling rounds, I can't believe they missed every single field goal attempt. Anyways, you get it. Second thing is, they're making it seem like her missing a penalty kick is like the biggest failure in world history. Now look, was there a little bit of a choke job by the entire team there in penalty kicks? Yeah, sure, but that happens in sports, guys, and this is one of the most legendary teams in the history of sports in soccer. They have won so many times that everyone expected them to always win the World Cup. That's how dominant they were. They're the Patriots, and I hate to use the Steelers fan, I hate to use that example, but they're the Patriots of women's soccer and maybe of a lot of international sports, period, right? And so she missed the penalty kick. You know who else has missed the penalty kick in the World Cup? Lionel Messi, Zico, who was one of the best Brazilian players, one of the best players of all time, and Roberto Baggio, pretty famously, blew the World Cup, even though he was the best player in the world at the time for the Italian side. Does that mean they all suck? No, some of those folks are the best players in history. People miss sometimes, and it's not because they're woke.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.